After watching Monday Night Raw this week, I think it's time to give LA Knight his world title run because he saved one of the company's biggest stars in a promo.
He did. And I regret I didn't wear the shirt today. I should have worn the shirt. But I've been wanting LA Knight to get that push for like 3 years now. He hasn't gotten it. But, after that promo, he did a great job. That promo was so boring by Seth.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the same.
You'd expect them to have this massive promo plan between Seth and Roman or some type of building block for Seth Rollins where he goes into some, quick, it doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out story like he had or a snooze fest that he had. It could have been some type of substance. You could have made something out of nothing there.
Yeah.
But it was nothing for so long. It was just, hey, you'd go out there, start talking, and Seth and LA Knight came out and just saved everything that was happening in that segment.
You know what I liked about LA Knight calling them out? Because he called them out on the right reasons. Because it's the same thing for the promo every week. Roman Reigns comes out, he does the same thing, acknowledge me, and then someone comes in and interrupts him, or like Jimmy or Jay have something to say, and then, what's called Jacob Fatu will probably go, shut your punk ass up, Jay, and then it's just a repeat of that. Talk to Solo and all that stuff.
And they were bloviating all over each other, and then he was right though, because that's all that happened. Even in the last segment, it was like you'd expect when Roman and Seth clash there to be some bad blood at least, right? Because they shouldn't be like there should be no love there at all. But they were standing across each other respectfully in a way. Like Seth was saying, "Oh, you never beat me, you never did this. I did this to you, I did that to you." I feel like if I was Roman Reigns, I would be pissed off that Seth Rollins just standing in front of me weeks after Roman just said to Jacob Fatu, "Go kill Seth Rollins." And now we're just having this casual conversation where LA Knight comes in, brings a fresh look, and he brings this like energy that we lack. We're lacking in a rivalry that shouldn't lack that at all.
No.
And I think that promo by LA Knight just shows you that he should at least get a run. Like all these other wrestlers have gotten this run before. Like it might be a short-term run, but they've gotten their runs. Damian Priest had a run. The Miz has had multiple title runs. He's good on the mic, sure. He's a great worker, of course. Does whatever the company needs.
Yeah.
But LA Knight's kind of the same guy. The WWE puts him in ads. They let him talk on the mic. He's a great guy to have. He's a great character to have for them.
Yeah.
And you could just give him one world title just to, show, hey, this is one of our guys. And, he's not just here to be like a mouthpiece.
Jey Uso had a title run. And compared to him, he's better than Jey Uso. I feel like on the mic, in the ring, like just his, like, he has charisma. Like when you look at him, he has that, like, he could carry the belt for a little bit, even for a short title reign, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be like Roman and Seth and all these guys where they hold it for a long time. He just needs one, and that's all he needs.
I think the period from like post SummerSlam to before Royal Rumble is a perfect time to give him a title run, because that's when the wrestling, it just kind of gets a little boring, a little predictive. We kind of know where we're headed in WrestleMania Royal Rumble season. We kind of understand that maybe Roman Reigns is going to defend the belt against somebody else, or we're going to have Roman Reigns versus Obafemi. Yeah. All these kind of matches that people hear about, and you're LA Knight's not going to be involved in the main event probably, so you might as well give somebody a short run during that time and hot potato the belt a little bit. Let's just throw it around. Maybe LA Knight holds a belt and has a feud with Seth Rollins. Maybe he has a feud with CM Punk. He has a feud with Jey Uso, Jacob Fatu. You could throw a bunch of names out there and make a fun little run there at the end of the year, because we usually don't have a great run at the end of the year. That's when it gets really boring for a lot of fans, especially 2025 was a rough run. And I think the other thing is, we need more new world champs.
We do.
Right? Like one of the good parts about like the Ruthless Aggression era was all these random champs. Booker T had a run. Eddie Guerrero had a run. It was amazing. They all deserved it. JBL had a run. It was one of the best runs and helped create new stars. In this current era, we've kind of had the same guys at the top over and over again. Roman Reigns for 5 years. Seth Rollins for a year. Seth Rollins wins it again. CM Punk comes back, and I'm a CM Punk guy, by the way. CM Punk wins the world title. It was a fun run. And now CM Punk comes back with the WWE title from Sami Zayn, even though I don't think he should have. Even though I get Sami Zayn isn't a marketable wrestler. Sure, he might not be this big giant guy, big name like CM Punk is, but he still was a fresh guy at the top, and he was actually fun. Like, you look at social media, he was having a great time with the title,
and we were having a great time following him.
100%.
Going on dates with this WWE title. It was just different. Like Roman doesn't do that stuff.
No.
CM Punk's not going to do that stuff.
Even Cody Rhodes, I mean, that's probably the most stale champ in the game right now. With whenever he becomes champ, it's always the same thing. Enough!
Yeah.
And I think it's time to change it up. We had John Cena's final run, and I don't mind that at all, because you know what? I get it. I know what they're trying to do. And respect the Never Seen 17. Shout out to Cena. That was okay with me. But I think some fresh blood is needed. We saw it already with Sami Zayn in the WWE. It was fun for the 9 days it lasted. AEW did it. And it didn't hurt the product at all.
No, it made it better.
Darby Allin was defending the belt week after week after week. It was exciting. You can just put it on somebody who's a workhorse like that, and then have them drop it to the big dogs.
Yeah.
When you need the big pay-per-view money, you drop it to the big dogs. Let these workhorse wrestlers hold the belt and create something with it.
I feel like that's what I thought was gonna happen with Sammy when he won the title. I thought he was gonna be like Darby Allin. I thought he was just gonna put the ringer.
Yeah.
Like they were just gonna give him like opponent after opponent after opponent, and then he's finally gonna drop the title to like CM Punk or Cody Rhodes, whoever. And I was like, oh, because this is perfect. He's a workhorse guy, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna you could have a title match with him every SmackDown, and he'd be good with it. And but they don't take the advantage of that. They're like, we gotta get CM Punk in here. And he's gonna cut a promo next week, but he's not gonna wrestle until like 3 days, maybe 3 weeks from now at SummerSlam. That's when he's gonna wrestle his first title defense.
The funny thing is too, right? The top of the WWE card is getting stale too. Right? We're getting the same stories, same matches. Roman versus Seth, and you just kind of are swapping the top 4 guys in and out of rivalries with each other. Oh, Cody versus Seth at one time, Roman versus Seth, Roman versus CM Punk versus Roman, or whatever.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, you just throw it in, whatever. I think people don't understand that. Like, so okay, if people are gonna say Sami Zayn doesn't have that look of a world champ, LA Knight has a look because he's pretty jacked.
Yeah.
And he can talk on the mic. I think he's a better promo. Even though Sami Zayn's a good promo, in my opinion, he's a good storyteller. I think LA Knight's a great promo. We've already seen the ads. I think he has everything you kind of need from a WWE champ. And you kind of give him a title run. He doesn't even need another title run after that. You just can you put him in the world title picture whenever you want. You could even have LA Knight have the story about being... he has a great story if you think about it.
Yeah, he does.
The guy was in the business for 20 years and he finally made it to the WWE or something like that. And he kept working hard at it. How is that not a good story to tell? And then he wins the WWE title. That's a great story right in front of you. Like he went from nothing to something. That's an amazing story right there.
It is. And you know what the great thing about if LA Knight wins the title, you don't have to have Roman, Cody, or CM Punk lose. You could have him lose to one of the younger guys, Braun, Obafemi, right? It doesn't hurt your big guys.
100%.
Because then now you're like, oh, Obafemi got his first world title. Because guess what? LA Knight's not that big of a star. We don't have to waste it on a WrestleMania. Obafemi can win a Survivor Series against LA Knight, right? Yeah. There you go. The other problem I think the WWE has now is now they're going with this bloodline thing, right?
Yeah.
So for a fact, LA Knight's not going to beat Roman Reigns.
Of course.
So you already know that, like, in your mind, right? The only way LA Knight's gonna win a title is if he goes to SmackDown and faces either Cody Rhodes or CM Punk, right? Because they're already building up. You can already tell they're building up Roman Reigns to like hold the title for a long time.
Yeah,
and he's not even showing up for half the date, so it's already cooked with that title.
One thing I was thinking about right now is if you want him to beat Roman Reigns, there is one way you could beat Roman Reigns. There's a pay-per-view coming up after SummerSlam. Called Money in the Bank. And I think he's got to be the guy who wins it this year for the men's, because they tease every year, oh, he's so close, and then even Triple
3
H,
years in a row, right?
Yeah, and then Triple H rips on him, starts yelling at him backstage, and he's just sitting there like, all right, here we go. And I think it's time to you give him the Money in the Bank. We could have a fun run, quick run. Yes. At this point, they hand out title shots every other week, pretty much
to the big dogs.
The big dogs, they don't even have to earn it anymore. So you can kind of just, if you want to do that over and over again, do it. But give this guy a chance. At least he puts a stamp on him of being like, hey, he won the title. Like, we could actually throw him out there. Oh, former champ. And a lot of people can keep saying, oh, it doesn't mean anything. It does mean something. It meant something with the Miz won it. It meant something, even though I personally didn't look at Miz as a WWE champ or top guy. Yeah. It's still there. Like, Miz is still one of those guys that WWE could put in a feud if they want. He's still somebody that's featured on TV. He was on a pay-per-view in Backlash. He's one of the 6 matches still. Yeah. And he's been in the business for so long. It's just one of those things. Like, and LA Knight's just got the same talent and skills that the Miz has. And if you don't think that, you don't know shit.
The one thing I find funny about this whole video, I recently saw Jeff Jarrett do his whole promo because he did the whole dark side.
Yeah,
it reminds me of WCW when they didn't want to relinquish the power of the top guys to the younger guys, right?
That's a great take,
because these guys are holding on to it so hard that they don't want to let go of it. Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, they just want it, right? And Seth Rollins even cut that promo all these younger guys are coming.
Yeah.
But they're already here. Some of them are already here, ready to take that spot.
And even if LA Knight's not a young guy, the fact that they weren't even trying to take a risk or even give him a shot, it's just one of those things. It's fresh blood still. It's not just young guys. It's with fresh blood. We need new faces. People are getting bored of the old guys because the whole bloodline storyline, you can say what you want. I get the fans pop. It's kind of the same old thing. Like, when you're there live, it's cool. But when you're at home watching it, you kind of get bored. There's a reason why the ratings went down. And it wasn't just because, the internet wrestling community is saying all these things about the bloodline. They don't like it. No, I think people are just bored of the same storylines and the same guys being on their TV every week.
Exactly. And I think the last point I'm going to make is like, just look at AEW. They take risks and it pays off.
I mean, their pay-per-views are the best pay-per-views in the business right now.
Not even pay-per-views. They just had a random on Wednesday night. It was Kenny Omega versus MJF, and they just put on a banger, and you get to see the whole card of all these matches that we had.
Such good matches, too. The whole card was amazing. I think that's like, and AEW does do a good job of recycling their young talent, too, right? Because the undercard was solid, too. Yeah. I mean, even though Kenny Omega is a guy who's been in the business for so long, he's only won the title one time, I think, before this.
Yes.
The AEW World title. So that's like, that's a good way of keeping your top guys fresh. You don't keep handing them the belt every other year.
Exactly.
That's how it should be. Well, I think that does it for this video. Let us know what you think about LA Knight being a WWE champ or a World Heavyweight champ in the comment section below. Do you think he belongs or do you not? Like, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.